Important. Learn how the homosexual movement in America is currently playing out in Singapore. The march of the homosexual movement in America. Learn how it goes from prohibition to domination. Gain an insight into the strategies used to advance its sexual rights agenda. Gay rights, a brief timeline. Prohibition, before 1970. Acceptance, 1970s. Normalization, 2000s. Domination, present. Prohibition, before 1970. Homosexuality is considered to be against natural and social norms. It is also classified as a mental disorder. Acceptance, 1970s. Through propaganda, media exposure, and public demonstrations with emphasis on visibility to soften public perception. Normalization, 2000s. Engineer social, cultural, and political change. Decriminalize homosexuality amid the reticence of the silent majority. Domination, present. Fund politicians into key government positions to enact legislation such as LGBT rights are human rights. Equality law to equate sexual orientation to race, religion and national origin. Anti-discrimination law to eliminate moral and religious freedom in employment, business, education, public policies such as the use of public washrooms, etc. with regard to LGBT people. Hate speech law to shut down dissent against all forms of homosexual behaviors and persecute anyone, including people of faith, who consider homosexuality immoral or sinful. The strategies. This was first highlighted by the article, The Overhauling of Straight America. It examines the meticulously crafted strategies used by gay rights activists in a simple step-by-step explanation on how they advance their sexual rights agenda. It was subsequently published in a book titled, After the Ball: How America Will Conquer Its Fear and Hatred of Gays in the 19th. The authors, gay activists Marshall Kirk and Hunter Madsen, also known as Jurists Pill, argued that efforts to normalize homosexuality and homosexual relationships would fail unless their movement shifted its argument to a demand for civil rights instead of moral acceptance. This has become the Bible of the LGBT movement as it presents strategies to make the LGBT lifestyle more acceptable to the general public. It will be referenced to highlight the strategies Pink Dot uses to advance its LGBT and sexual rights agenda in Singapore. Step 1. Talk about gays and gayness as loudly and as often as possible. A. Make homosexual behavior looks normal. Expose it in close quarters to everyone, such as acquaintances and colleagues. Pink Dot. Eliminate negative perception. Project itself as fun-loving in a carnival-like gathering by promoting the freedom to love, inclusiveness and non-discrimination. B. Desensitization. Use of visual media, film, and television to talk about homosexuality as loudly and as often as possible. Pink Dot. Public exposure. Publicize its event loudly, such as advertising at high-density areas like Cathay Cineleisure in Orchard Road. C. Downplay the imagery of sex. Project homosexuality softly at its initial stage to avoid shocking the masses. Pink Dot. Cover up its sexual rights agenda. Avoid extreme rhetoric about its sexual rights agenda. Instead, cloak it in soothing language such as human rights. D. Cast aspersions on religious beliefs. Portray current religious stance on homosexuality as antiquated and badly out of step with times. Pink Dot. Misrepresent religious beliefs about homosexuality. Manipulate public perception that religions are tolerant of gay lifestyles and even embrace homosexuality. Step 2. Portray gays as victims, not as aggressive challenger. A. Born this way. Portray homosexuality as innate, just like heterosexuality and race. Hence, gays are not morally blameworthy. Pink Dot. Equate sexual orientation to race. Claim sexual orientation is beyond their control, just like race, and it should be accorded the same right. B. Publicity. Launch media campaigns to amplify its gay victim image to reduce mainstream's sense of threat, as well as to lower its guard. Pink Dot. Media stunts and campaigns. Hype up gay victimization by family and society via media campaigns to gain sympathy from the masses. C. Play the victim. Cast gays as victims of society so straights will be inclined to assume the role of protector by reflex. Pink Dot. Claim victim status. A powerful, almost paralyzing, weapon that gives them a distinct advantage to gain public sympathy and support. D. Portrayal of suffering. Dramatize brutality against gays, job and housing insecurity, public contempt, etc. by straights majority. Pink Dot. Institutional discrimination. Mislead and deceive about widespread institutional discrimination in employment, education and public policies that hurt LGBT people. Step 3. Give protectors a just cause. A. Protection via principle of justice or law. Portray as victims to make it easier for straights to lend support, achieved through laws such as anti-discrimination, equality and freedom of association. Pink Dot. Repeal Section 377A of the Penal Code. Seek support from both straights and homosexuals by claiming that the law is unfair, discriminatory, and intrudes into people's private lives. B. Use of laws to counter religious dogma. Use new laws to provide straight supporters a cogent reply to moral and religious arguments against homosexuality. Pink Dot. Legislate gay-friendly laws. Call to enact anti-discrimination and hate speech laws to counter religious and moral objections against homosexuality. Step 4. Make gays look good. A. Portray LGBT people are everywhere. Give the impression that LGBT people can be found everywhere and they are an integral part of society. Pink Dot. Contribution from gay community. Portray LGBT people as highly talented and are great contributors to our economy and society. Play up the power of the pink dollar. B. Play up contributions of prominent gays. Strategic use of media to magnify famous gay figures such as Socrates, Shakespeare, Alexander Hamilton, etc., and how they shaped civilization. Pink Dot. Publicity stunt. Use gay ambassadors such as sports, arts, and media personnel to boost its profile and maximize publicity. Step 5. Make the victimizers look bad. A. Make mainstream's opponents look bad. After gaining sufficient traction, viciously attack the remaining opponents as self-righteous who should be shameful of their homophobia. Pink Dot. Vilify opponents. Attack anyone, including people of faiths, for claiming the moral high ground, being self-righteous and egotistical. B. Anti-gay condemnation. Make the anti-gays look so nasty that average citizens will want to dissociate themselves from such types. Pink Dot. Discredit opponents. Label opponents as haters, bigots, homophobes, religious fundamentalists, etc. to make them look unloving, nasty, and antagonistic. Step 6. Solicit funds. The buck stops here. A. Media blitz. After making covert inroad into mainstream media via its gay victim status, launch an aggressive media blitz. But this requires significant funding. See point B. Pink Dot. Media rhetorics and propaganda. Use rhetorics and propaganda such as freedom to love, love is love, etc. via various media platforms to cast a harmless image of the movement. B. Funding. Launch a nationwide funding appeal from both known and anonymous donors, including both gays and straights, that care about social justice. Pink Dot. Financial backing. Reach out to gay-friendly individuals and businesses to fund its event by positioning itself as a protector of social justice to end discrimination. C. Political sponsoring. Bankroll gay and gay-friendly candidates to every high political office to pass anti-discrimination, equality and hate speech laws to crush gay opposition. Pink Dot. Political collusion. Conspire with gay and gay-friendly people with political ambitions to enter parliament to champion LGBT rights and enact gay-friendly legislation. Final step. Motivating over the long haul. Sustaining emotional steam that comes not from love but from rage. You may discount what the pious tell you, because it is actually rage, not love, that lay behind all those progressive events. Like all emotions, rage has its purpose, and its time and place. When a situation becomes intolerable, an oppression unbearable, when millions, general public, do not even dare to cry out beneath the heel of injustice, rage is the appropriate response. Concluding words. Learn the facts. Stop the threat. Time to act. Don't cut any slack, or there'll be no turning back. Leave with no regrets. Famous quotes. All that is required for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke, Irish statesman and philosopher. To ignore evil is to become accomplice to it. Martin Luther King, American civil rights activist. Evil prospers when good men do nothing. John Philpott Curran, Irish politician, orator and judge. The world is not dangerous because of those who do harm but because of those who look at it without doing anything. Albert Einstein, theoretical physicist. Thank you for watching.